This is going to be a 5-step video on how to purchase or trade altcoins. And before I start, everything in this video is not investment advice and is purely for educational and entertainment purposes only. So your first step is going to be either signing up for Coinbase, Gemini, or Uphold. These are going to be 3 locations that I have found as far as that have somewhat trustful systems. And that way you're not, kind of fully just out there possibly losing all your money by purchasing it somewhere else, some other weird website. You need to set up one of these accounts in order to get US dollars into one of the 3 major currencies, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Litecoin. And then once you do actually have that done, the next step is going to essentially being able to purchase those assets. So what I'll show you is going to be on uphold.com. You create your account, sign up, and it gives you this very nice UI as far as, purchasing one of these specific coins. We're going to go with Litecoin because right now it's the easiest as far as how to be transferred. It's fast, and it's just one of the coins except for Ethereum and Bitcoin that are very large and very well known. So you would need to, step 1, add funds to the specific Litecoin card. You can set it up with a credit card or debit card. Definitely don't recommend a credit card. If you don't have the funds to lose, do not put it on credit. Debit card, bank account, all that stuff. Be smart about with your money. If you can't afford to lose it, don't even invest it. Once you actually load these, so there's specific steps that you go through from funding the card, you select the currency. Usually you have to put it into US dollars first. So once it's in US dollars, specifically on Uphold, it's just a faster website to show this. You'll have US dollars on your US dollar card. What you would do is you would click on that specific card. You'd click transfer between your cards. You would select, we're going to go with Litecoin at the moment, and then you would transfer the specific dollar amount that you have from US dollars to Litecoin. Now you will notice that there's going to be a specific fee in order to do this. That's going to be one of the things you can't really avoid. And then from there, we go on to step number 2. So step number 2, you need to sign up for a few of the altcoin exchanges. There's 2 that are pretty decently, and I want to give a full disclosure. I don't trust any of these, to be completely frank with you, but they're the barriers to entry in order to actually trade these other coins at the moment. So again, be smart with where your money is. Don't necessarily trust these exchanges. Go back, review some history as far as on what Mt. Gox did, all that stuff. So be very smart with these. They're just the only options that are out there right now. So with Binance, what you would do once you have the specific coin on Uphold, you would take these funds. So you would go to Uphold, you'd click on your Litecoin account, and you would send the cryptocurrency or utility token to a specific address. So once you've signed up for either Binance or KuCoin is the other one, you would go here, you would go to your deposits and withdrawals page. Then after you are on this page, you would click on, type in LTC or the 3 letters of the coin that you have. You would go to deposit. It'll give you the deposit address. What you do is you copy the address. You go back to Uphold. You would paste in the address, and then you would send the amount of Litecoins that you have based off of the total amount that are in your account. And then you'll see some confirmations start to happen. So you'll need to verify this. If you have 2-factor authentication set up, which I won't go through, but I highly recommend, you need to input that specific code. And then you'll actually start to see the transfers happening. You'll see confirmations with Litecoin. Currently it takes 6. And then to see it actually visually happen, you would go to your funds page, history, and then you would see under your deposits, you'll see the completed, or it'll say processing. It'll give you the confirmations. And once it's done, it will say completed. Now your next step is you would go to the exchange. I usually just go to the basic. Once that is loaded, you would go to either the US dollar tether, which I'll mention briefly at the end, or you would just go to Bitcoin. Most of these are traded in pairs against Bitcoin. So you would go to your LTC. You'd click on that. Pretty easy. You would have your total balance that it lists here. You can do it either under limit or market. I don't necessarily recommend market orders. So what you do is you would take a limit. What you can go over and do is click on the specific limit. You can even click down here if you want to get filled faster. Click on the limit. You'll notice that it changes right here. Click 100% if you want to sell all of it. And then you would click sell Litecoin. So now you're essentially taking your Litecoin, you're moving it into Bitcoin, which has the more trades or the more currencies that trade against it. And then you can select any of the specific currencies that you want to own, whether it be like NEO, all those other different things. We just use NEO as an example. And then you just do the same thing in reverse. You'll have your Bitcoin balance right here. You'll have the price. You can click on either market again or limit. Click on the price that you want to buy it at or up to that specific limit. Hit 100%, and then you would buy the coin. Okay? Usually there'll be fractional shares, or it'll have specifically on Binance, all that other specific stuff. So that is step number 4. So step number 5, I'm going to use as kind of the safety net, because a lot of people realize that once they sell their altcoin, they think they're going to be safe in a market downturn, whereas if you're selling it into Bitcoin, you still have the risk of owning Bitcoin at the moment. So let's say you were to, we'll use NEO as the same option here. So let's say you have a balance of NEO, you want to sell 100% of it at there because you think the market's going to go down, all that stuff. You would do the same process, click the amount, hit 100%, sell it. Now you're selling it back into, again, Bitcoin. You still have the risk of owning the Bitcoin if you think Bitcoin and everything is going down at the time. So the next thing you need to do is go over to USDT, which is, I want to make explicit, is not US dollars. It is a US dollar tether, which tethers to the price of $1 United States value. Be aware of this. A lot of these altcoin exchanges do not have USD as the primary source. You would need to go back to Coinbase, Gemini, or Uphold in order to actually have it in US dollars to withdraw it to like a bank account. This is essentially a safety net. So if you have Bitcoin and you want to sell that because you think everything's going down, the price of Bitcoin is going down, you would take the sell side of Bitcoin, you would sell all the Bitcoin that you have into US dollar tethers. And there's a lot of information out on the internet about that, so be aware, but that would put you in essentially a flat trade, like a cash position. And then you would have to either buy one of the options that are under USDT, like Bitcoin, or any of the other options to go back and start trading these altcoins. So hopefully this video was at least informative. I'm going to have links in the description below at the end for all these places. And if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video.